Welcome, everybody, to Tino's Time Wrestling. It is the weekend we have all been waiting for. It's finally WrestleMania weekend, baby, and it all starts tonight live on Fox with Wrestlemaina Smackdown. Like I said on my show earlier this week, everything has to do with WrestleMania. I guess we just added it to all the shows, but that's okay. We have so much going on this weekend, so let's not waste any time and let's get right into the action because we have so much to cover here on this show. Let's start off, like I said, with WrestleMania Smackdown. We have two matches that have been announced for the show. We have the triple threat intercontinental title match between Ricochet, Angel Garza, and Humberto Carrillo, Angel, whatever the heck they want to call them now. But these three men are going to go at it. It's going to be one hell of a show. And I just really hope, for the love of God, that they give this match time because this match deserves to be on WrestleMania. Ricochet deserves to be on WrestleMania, and he isn't. And it's just very depressing, in my opinion. But Ricochet deserves to be on there. And, you know, if they want to build this up and have this be WrestleMania Smackdown, then give the triple threat match some time and let it be like a WrestleMania and 2 hours added to WrestleMania. But the triple threat match between these three men is going to be great, and they're going to put on a show, like I said. But in the end, I'm taking Ricochet to stay your Intercontinental title because, you know, we thought Ricochet was going to get this giant push after he beat Sami Zayn with the help of Johnny Knoxville, and it just hasn't. He's been jobbing. He's been losing to guys like Austin Theory, and Austin Theory's facing Pat McAfee at WrestleMania, and it's just one of those things. We're really hoping that Ricochet gets a push, but please, for the love of God, let Ricochet win this match and stay Intercontinental title. The other match on the card that has been confirmed for WrestleMania Smackdown is the annual Andre the Giant Battle Royal. And, you know, this Battle Royal now has been around since WrestleMania 30. We've seen guys like Cesaro, Big Show, Braun Strowman, Baron Corbin. We've seen all these guys win it, but they've really never done anything. We saw Jinder win it one year. I think Jinder won it one year. Yeah, that was WrestleMania 32 with Gronkowski. I remember that. That was funny when the security guard didn't realize that was Rob and they didn't know what was going on. But the Andre the Giant Battle Royal this year is happening on WrestleMania Smackdown. I don't know how I feel about this because the participants in this match really make me mad. It is Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz, his partner. We got the Viking Raiders, Warriors, the Viking Assassins, whatever they want to call themselves this week. We have Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, the Hurt Business. That is still the Hurt Business, I guess. We have Rick Moss. I'm sorry. I don't know. I was getting all types of confused with him. But Madcap Moss. I'm sorry. I was getting confused with Rick Boobs and Madcap Moss. But no, it's Madcap Moss that is in this match. Hikaru Tozawa, he just got engaged to Tamina on this past Raw. So maybe we'll see a WrestleMania wedding. We have Mansoor, Drew Gulak, R-Truth. R-Truth needs to get his baby back, people. Let's R-Truth get his baby back for WrestleMania. Jinder Mahal, Shanky, and Reggie. I guess Reggie's in the match too. I don't know. But we have a lot of people in this match. But the two participants that I'm very mad about is Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Why in the hell is the United States champion not on the WrestleMania card? Why is he on the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? Come on. This is a disrespect to my man, Finn Balor, the Demon King. He was fighting on Main Event this past week. What are we doing, and why are we disrespecting him? I really pray that Damian Priest and Finn Balor either eliminate each other or they build towards something to have a match at one of the nights of WrestleMania because they deserve it, just like we talked about Ricochet earlier. But at the end, the winner of this match, I'm going to take, if they don't eliminate each other, Damian Priest or Finn Balor, I'm going to take one of them to win, and maybe Priest will win, and then I'll face Balor. I just hope somehow, some way, that turns into a match at WrestleMania because both men deserve it, and they don't deserve to be on WrestleMania Smackdown on Friday when Finn should be defending the title at WrestleMania. But like I said, I'm taking Damian Priest to win this, and hopefully that turns into a match at WrestleMania. But hopefully that is all that happens on SmackDown. I'm sure we're going to see some promos for the biggest WrestleMania match in history, to unify the WWE and Universal title. Oh my God, I'm mixing up my words. I'm just so excited, people. It's WrestleMania. Woo! But like I said, I'm sure we're going to see a couple things go on, but I really hope that they give these two matches time, because if they don't put the Intercontinental title or United States Championship match on the card for WrestleMania, at least give them the time that they deserve or something, because it just boggles my mind. But that's going to be WrestleMania Smackdown. And after WrestleMania Smackdown, we are going to witness the class of the 2022 Hall of Fame. We have the Steiner brothers. We have Vader. We have Queen Carmelo. And we also have the dead man, The Undertaker. I cannot wait to watch that. The speeches from Queen Carmelo, the message that The Undertaker is going to say, the speeches that they're going to have. I hope Undertaker has a lot of time to talk. He deserves it. He's been one of the best, and he scared me as a child. But growing up, we see you, dead man. Thank you for everything. Maybe I'll make a tribute video for you like I did Triple H. But that is going to be the Hall of Fame, and that is on right after Friday Night SmackDown ends on Peacock and the WWE Network. So make sure to check that out. But after Friday night is over, we have NXT Stand and Deliver. And what a pay-per-view this is turning out to be, people. And don't you forget, this is on at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time for you people that live in Chicago with me. And then there are a bunch of other times. It's noon, 11. And I saw in one state, and I think it's like the UK, it starts at like 9 p.m. or something crazy like that. I'll make sure to put all of the times in my description for the show and in everything that I put out, because it starts, like I said, 1 p.m. my time, and then the pre-show kicks off at noon. So make sure that you're up and ready nice and early, because Saturday is going to be non-stop wrestling all day long. So like I said, we got so much to talk about. Let's get into all the matches that are going to go down at NXT Stand and Deliver in Dallas, Texas, the morning before WrestleMania Saturday. The first match I want to talk about, it's happening on the pre-show. It's for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. It is Toxic Attraction, Gigi and Jacy Jayne. My God, Gigi, you need to stop being so beautiful. But then they are facing the returning team of Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Yes, I said that. Mommy Cool is back. She returned on NXT 2.0 this past Tuesday to help Dakota Kai. And, you know, I thought that Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai would be fighting Toxic Attraction, but they added themselves to the NXT Women's Championship match that we'll get into a little bit later on. But that's okay, because now we get to see this banger of a tag team match. And these women, Toxic Attraction and Raquel and Dakota, are going to put on an absolute show. I cannot wait. These four women are absolutely phenomenal. And to be honest, people, I think this will be Dakota Kai's and Raquel Gonzalez's last NXT pay-per-view or premium live event, before they go up to the main roster. Because what at this point do they have to accomplish? If they don't win the titles, they're definitely going up, and Dakota's been here forever. She deserves to go up. And, you know, it's one of those things that we hate talking about, and we hate seeing that people going up and everything, but it needs to happen. So I'm going to take Toxic Attraction to win and keep their titles and still be your NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And then we'll see Raquel and Dakota probably debut on the Monday night after WrestleMania, and I'm down for that. The next match, let's talk about the Tommaso Ciampa versus Tony D'Angelo. Speaking of somebody that may go up to the main roster like Raquel and Dakota Kai, Tommaso Ciampa said in his interview that, you know, this is his last stand for NXT, and this might be his last hurrah and everything. And, you know, why not go out with a banger versus a guy like Tony D'Angelo? And I'm sure that these two men are going to put on an absolute show and an absolute clinic, and it's just going to be awesome to watch. But in the end, I'm taking Tommaso Ciampa to win, because if this is his last time on an NXT pay-per-view, he deserves to go out on top, because he's been there since the beginning, the black and gold brand, the transition, NXT 2.0, NXT champion. He has done it all in NXT. So let that man go out on top and let him beat Tony D'Angelo. Now let's talk about another singles match between two men that seem to be very disliking each other lately. It's LA Knight and Walter. It's Gunther or Gunther or whatever the heck they're calling him now, but I'm going to stick to Walter. So it's LA Knight versus Walter. And, you know, LA Knight and Walter have been going back and forth, and I didn't realize how big Walter was, people. My God, that man is huge. But these two are going to put on a show in a clinic, and it might steal the show. It might very well steal the show, and there's a lot of matches that could steal the show on this card, but this is one match that I do think that could easily steal the show at NXT Stand and Deliver. But in the end, I'm taking Walter, Gunther, whatever they, again, I don't, Walter. Walter's taking this dub, and he's going to beat LA Knight. And LA Knight, guys, he's another one that might go up to the main roster. And, I don't want to get my hopes up for it and everything, but there's just so many people that could and couldn't, and we'll have to see. But Gunther and Walter is taking home the dub. The next match on the card, let's talk about the triple threat tag team match between MSK, Wesley, and Nash Carter. Hopefully you're okay, Nash, because whatever that girl's saying on Twitter and all that shit, hopefully that just, I don't know. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't get in the way, because we want to see you put on a banger with your boy Wesley on Saturday morning. Imperium and the Creed brothers. The Creed brothers have been very impressive, and they've been climbing that ladder. And people, the Creed brothers might very well win the tag team championships this Saturday. And if they do, I'm not going to be mad at all. I'm going to be like, okay, that works for me. But I'm not taking the Creed brothers to win. I'm going to take Imperium to stay your NXT tag team champions. I think there's no way that they're going to lose. Imperium has been on such a hot streak, and they've kind of been running NXT, like, not like the Undisputed Era did, but they're that stable that kind of is together, and they just go and run havoc every which way that they can. So I'm taking Imperium to keep the NXT tag team champions. The next match we want to talk about, it is for the NXT North American Championship, and it's a ladder match. And at least they're doing one ladder match at WrestleMania weekend, because we should be seeing the Intercontinental title defended in a Razor Ramon tribute ladder match. It's not that hard, people, but at least we're getting one at Stand and Deliver. And Carmelo Hayes said that he wanted to defend the title in the same match that it was introduced in. So that was a ladder match. And in this ladder match, we have Carmelo Hayes, the champion, the A champion that he's calling himself, with Trick Williams. We have Santos Escobar. We have Grayson Waller with the big Indian dude that maybe he'll get involved, and maybe we'll see him be throwing people off ladders. That'd be interesting. We have Solo Sikoa. Hopefully I said that right. Sikoa, I think that's how you say it. We got the Usos' little brother. He is he's my underdog and my guy that I think could very well win this match. And then we also have Cameron Grimes, was the last guy to qualify this past Tuesday, and he did it for his dad. Cameron Grimes, you're going to the moon, baby, and you're going to Stand and Deliver. This ladder match is going to steal the show, and this match might be the one that starts off the show. I don't know how they're going to start off the show. I would, because you want to get the people involved as much as possible. But like I said, this ladder match is going to be phenomenal. They're going to put on a clinic. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. They're going to do some crazy spots, and I cannot wait to see all of it go down. But in the end, after the dust settles, I am taking Solo Sikoa, hopefully I'm saying that right, to win the North American Championship. And a bold prediction, I'm going to say by SummerSlam, he's going to be up on the main roster, and he's going to be in the bloodline. Maybe he'll take the North American Championship to SmackDown. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm taking Solo to win and take home the North American Champion. And the A champions, not going to have a good WrestleMania weekend. Now, let's get into the fatal four-way match for the NXT Women's Championship match. We have Mandy Rose, the champion, Toxic Attraction's own. We have Kaylee Ray, NXT UK former champion. We have a former NXT Women's Champion in Io Shirai. And we have the underdog that I think everybody wants to win. She's from Chicago, Illinois. Cora Jade. Cora Jade has been phenomenal. She's been doing her thing. She's been getting a lot better. You know, I don't know if you knew this, but she was a jobber in AEW before she came over to WWE and NXT, and seeing where she's at now. And it's just so awesome to see. And it's just nice to see when people get the opportunity, how far they take it and how far they can go. These four women are going to put on a show. Like I talked about with the tag team match, Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai won the Dusty Cup, and they were supposed to face Toxic Attraction, but they found a loophole and they made it a fatal four-way match. And, you know, like I said, these women, like I say about all the matches, they're going to put on a show. It's going to be one hell of a weekend, people. We have 21 matches as of now, and I'm sure there'll be a few more added. You know, it's crazy. There's just so much going on, and hopefully I'm going through this as fast as possible. But the fatal four-way match, after the dust settles, I think we'll see Toxic Attraction get involved. Maybe we'll see Zoe Starks come back and get involved. Maybe her legs feeling a little bit better. But after it all dusts, after it settles and everybody comes out, we're going to have ourselves a new NXT Women's Champion. And I'm taking Cora Jade to win the NXT Women's Champion and have one hell of a stand and deliver and prove everybody wrong and prove that the underdogs can come out on top. And she's going to be walking into NXT 2.0 on Tuesday with that gold and feeling real good. So Cora, go take that and take that title away from Mandy, because she don't deserve it no more. Her and Dolph can go sit on the side. And speaking of Dolph Ziggler, it's time for the main event of Stand and Deliver. I haven't even talked about WrestleMania yet, people. You see how hyped your boy Tino is? Let's go. But it's time for the main event. It is Dolph Ziggler versus Bron Breakker. And, you know, people, you guys could say that, you know, Dolph Ziggler don't deserve this, Dolph and Ziggler this and that. But Dolph Ziggler has been here since 2006, 2005. He was in the Spirit Squad as Nikki. He was, you know, not doing very good in the 2009 Royal Rumble when he made his debut. Kane shook his hand and he said, "Adios, Ziggler," from winning Money in the Bank, from cashing in and having one hell of a cash in that I still remember to this day, from being World Heavyweight Champion to being a sole survivor at Survivor Series, a former, like I said, world champion. Dolph Ziggler has done it all. He's been an Iron Man for the Royal Rumble. He deserves this moment. I don't care what anybody says. Dolph Ziggler deserves this, and he's one of the best sellers in the game, people. Let's be real. You might not be happy that Dolph Ziggler is NXT champion right now, but he deserves this moment to main event a pay-per-view, and he might never be able to main event a WrestleMania, but this is one hell of a proving ground, and I want him to go in there and prove that he is the best in the world, and he's the whole effing show, and, you know, he's just that dog, and he's just the whole, he's Dolph Ziggler. That's all we got to say. But Bron Breakker, people, has been so impressive. I didn't think I would really like him as much as I have, and I've really grown to enjoy him, and he might also be ready for the main roster. And it's crazy to think about because a lot of these guys in NXT 2.0 have less than 50 matches under their belts and they're wrestling like they've been doing this for years. And they obviously have, but the way the WWE goes in AEW and stuff like that, it's a different environment. And there's a lot of people that think that they could probably do it, but you can't. So it's phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see this main event. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be just a banger. This is going to be one hell of a match to end Stand and Deliver. And after it's over, I'm taking, as much as I said, as much as I just praised my man Dolph Ziggler, I'm taking Bron Breakker to win and become the new NXT champion because, you know, yes, Dolph Ziggler's been doing good and he's been doing great as his run with NXT champion, as short as it's been, but I think Bron Breakker is going to win, and he's going to go on, and he's going to be the guy to lead NXT 2.0. And hopefully Dolph Ziggler will go back to Raw or SmackDown and not be a random-ass tag team like the Dirty Dogs with Bobby Roode. I think that they will need to go their separate ways, and figure it out. But I'm taking Bron Breakker to win and become your new NXT champion. And that's only Stand and Deliver, people. That is happening, like I said, at noon. The pre-show starts at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And, after Stand and Deliver is over, probably around like 3:30, we're going to have a half an hour break. And then it is time for the most stupendous two-night event in WWE history in Dallas, Texas, in Jerry's world. It is going to be time for Wrestlemania Saturday. So let's not waste any time and let's get into all the matches that are going to go down on Saturday night at Wrestlemania. I hope everyone enjoyed my Vince McMahon impression. I thought it was pretty good, but let's get right to the matches. And the first match on the card I want to talk about, it is for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. It's the Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, the right and left-hand man at the head of the table, Roman Reigns, versus Rick Boogs and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. I've always loved Shinsuke, but Rick has kind of grown on me. And, I'm kind of happy that they're getting this shot to at least be on WrestleMania, because Shinsuke Nakamura had he didn't have a good Intercontinental run at all. I was going to say a good one, but he didn't have a good one at all. He finally got the Intercontinental title, but he didn't have the run that he deserved. And, like we always talk about WWE wasting talent and everything, but at least they get on the card. And as much as I want to take Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs, whatever we're calling his last name, to win this match, there's no way in hell the Usos are losing. So Jimmy and Jay are going to stay at the top of the tag team division and stay your SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The next match on the card, actually the next two matches on the card are tag team matches. But first, let's talk about the other tag team match on the card. It's the New Day, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston versus Ridge Holland and Sheamus, with Butch on the ringside. I mean, Pete Dunne. His name is Pete Dunne. I'm sick and tired of these names being changed and they don't mean nothing. Like, what is Butch? Butch is like, come on. I don't get me started, but it's Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, honestly, Pete Dunne should be in this match, and this match would have been a 6-man tag team match if Big E didn't get dropped on his head by Ridge Holland and that awful incident that happened a few weeks ago on SmackDown. Thank God Big E is okay and is recovering. He's getting better day by day. He's come out with a few Instagram and Twitter posts and saying that he's doing okay. So Big E, get better and come back better than ever and beat the shit out of Ridge Holland. In this match, though, I'm taking the New Day to win. Ridge Holland and Sheamus shouldn't even be on the card after what Ridge Holland did to the Big E. Big E should be on the card, man. It sucks, man. I hate seeing people get hurt, but I'm taking the New Day to win and win this tag team match. The most interesting tag team match, though, on the card for WrestleMania, besides the one that's on WrestleMania Sunday, or two that are on WrestleMania Sunday that we'll talk about later on, it is the Mysterio family versus The Miz and YouTube sensation Logan Paul. Logan, your boy Tino's going to be live on YouTube, so help your boy out and give him a like after your match. Help your boy Tino out. But Logan Paul and The Miz have been going back and forth. They stole Ray's mask, and then Miz was taking poses with it all week. And then we saw this past Monday night that Lucha Logan came out, or whatever persona Logan Paul was trying to create for himself. He was trying to be the next Lucha Libre and the next Luchador and all that. Who knows? But Rey Mysterio got his mask back, and I don't see. They say that Logan Paul has a big spot planned for WrestleMania. We'll have to see, because I don't know if anybody's going to be able to outperform what my guy Bad Bunny did last year in that tag team match. So we'll have to see. But no matter what happens, I'm taking the Mysterio family to win this match. Rey and Dominic are going to have their WrestleMania moment as a tag team, and we're just going to see the Mysterio family have a really good moment at WrestleMania, and Logan Paul and The Miz can sit outside and watch their YouTube subscribers and views go up. But, I'll be doing the same thing. But like I said, I'm taking the Mysterio family. Now let's get to some single matches, and let's talk about some matches that we're actually looking forward to, because to be honest, people, I'm not really looking forward to the New Day, Sheamus and Ridge Holland match. And there's something about this where it just doesn't feel like WrestleMania. You know, I just always remember getting that feeling of having WrestleMania, and it just doesn't feel like that. You know, we are going to see the first singles match we're going to talk about on the card for Saturday is Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss. Earlier on the show, I was getting confused with Rick Boogs and Madcap Moss, but Madcap Moss is in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I don't think Rick Boogs is, because they'll be getting ready for WrestleMania. But Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin has been going on for a while now on SmackDown, and their rivalry is kind of heated up and everything, and we'll have to see what happens. But I honestly feel like this match is going to be Drew McIntyre beating the shit out of Corbin, and then Drew's going to hit the Claymore and he's going to win. I don't see this match being very long. So I'm going to take Drew McIntyre to probably squash Happy Corbin. As much as I, dislike Corbin and dislike what he's doing with Happy Corbin, I listened to one of the podcasts he was on recently, or it might have even been a while ago, but he was explaining his character and it kind of made me understand it more, but I'm still taking Drew McIntyre to win and knock Happy Corbin's head off. That's what I hope happens. Now, let's talk about the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Because after those four matches, because the four matches that we just talked about, the one I'm looking forward to the most is Rey Mysterio, the Mysterios versus Logan Paul and The Miz. And honestly, the other four I'm excited for a little bit, but it's just not that exciting. But after those four matches are over, because I'm sure they're going to be in some sort of fashion, that order or some way, shape, or form, those will probably be the first four matches on the card. After that, let's get to the four matches, the three matches, and the one thing we're looking forward to on WrestleMania Saturday, baby. It's the first thing, like I said, SmackDown Women's Championship. It's Ric Flair, versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And these women have been going back and forth. We've seen promos, them going back and forth. We've seen them fight each other in triple threat matches at previous WrestleManias and stuff like that. But I don't know which way this is going to go. I want to say Ronda Rousey is going to win, but we know Vince McMahon loves Charlotte Flair, and she's a Flair, and, he wants to please Rick, and he prays that Ric Flair comes back to WWE eventually. And, so I'm going to stick with my gut, and I'm not even my gut, but I'm just going to stick with what I think is going to happen. I'm going to stick with saying Ronda Rousey will become the new SmackDown Women's Champion, and Charlotte Flair is going to lose, but I'll probably be wrong, and Charlotte Flair will win. And when we're sitting here on the live stream on Saturday, I'll just put my head down and cry, because Charlotte Flair is always champion. After we see Charlotte versus Ronda, it is time. I don't know what way they're going to do these next four, so I'm just going to do it on the way I want to talk about it. So the next match we're going to talk about, because like I said, I don't know what order they're going to go into, it's going to be for the Raw Women's Championship. It's Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, the EST of WWE. Last year, Bianca Belair main evented WrestleMania with Sasha Banks on night one, and now she's going up against the Raw Women's Champion, the man, two big time backs, whatever she's calling herself, the man, I don't know, who knows what she's calling herself nowadays. But Becky versus Bianca is going to steal the show. It's going to be one of the best matches on the card, and I cannot wait to see what these two women do in Dallas, Texas, in Jerry's World. But after it's over, I'm taking Bianca Belair to become your new Raw Women's Champion. If you see a trend here, your boy Tino sees a lot of championships changing, and hopefully it does, because that's what we want to see. We want to see championships changed. Now, after the two championship matches are over and the four matches we talked about, let's talk about the last match that we haven't got to yet. It is Seth freaking Rollins versus ? It's versus vacant. Vince McMahon, Seth Rollins has struggled. Before we get to Seth Rollins has struggled to get his WrestleMania moment, from not winning the Raw Tag Team titles, from not beating Kevin Owens to take over Kevin Owens' show, to not beating AJ Styles to face Edge at WrestleMania. Seth is at no path to WrestleMania. And Seth got a message from Vince, and Vince was like, I need you in my office at 9 a.m. And Seth went there and he did his thing, and he was like, so he even put his legs on the boss's table. When I saw that, I was like, is Vince gonna kill Seth? I don't know what the hell was gonna happen. But Vince was like, why didn't you just ask me? It's that easy. You just go up to Vincent Kennedy McMahon and be like, hey, Vince, can I have a WrestleMania match? I'll go do it. Give me a plane ticket. I'm going to WWE headquarters, and your boy Tino wants to be on WrestleMania. Let's go. But he asked, and Vince was like, you got it. But they're not going to name the opponent until Seth is standing in the ring. So who's the opponent going to be? We all have been hearing the rumors. We all know who we want it to be. Cody, the American Dream, Cody Rhodes. We want it to be Cody. He left WWE or AEW. He is rumored to have signed with WWE. We've been waiting for weeks for him to show up on Monday Night Raw, but it hasn't happened. And hopefully Saturday night in Dallas, Texas, we see the return of Cody Rhodes. But if not, I will be so disappointed, people. I will cry. I've heard rumors of it being Elias, Shane McMahon, Veer, Goldberg, Tino. I might go. Maybe I'm facing Seth Rollins. Who knows? Maybe I'll show up in Dallas, Texas. But everybody is rumored to be. Everybody is, we don't like getting our hopes up until we see it. But if it is Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, that is going to be the biggest moment in the biggest, stupendous two-night event in WWE history, WrestleMania. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be crazy. And if it is, and it's Seth and Cody, I'm going to take Cody Rhodes to win. They are saying that whoever wins this match is going to go on to face the winner of the unification match that goes on WrestleMania Sunday between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. So if it's Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, I'm taking the American Dream, Cody Rhodes, to return to his home in WWE and beat Seth Rollins on the grandest stage of them all. And after all the matches, this has been confirmed as the main event of WrestleMania Saturday. It is the Kevin Owens show featuring 316, the Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin, 316 Hall of Famer. He's coming back for one last can of whoop ass, and he's going to put it on Kevin Owens. I've heard rumors of this possibly being a match, and that would just be awesome to see them have a match and see Steve Austin get a moment where he can come back and be the guy that we all know he is and that he can be. So, I cannot wait to see what happens at the Kevin Owens show. Maybe it turns into a match, and if it does, we're taking Steve Austin to get that moment. And after 19 years of not having that moment and having been taken out of the ring because of injuries, he lost to The Rock at WrestleMania 19. He's going to come back and he's going to lay one last can of whoop ass on Kevin Owens. And that is going to be WrestleMania Saturday. But it's 2 nights of WrestleMania. It's the most stupendous 2-night event in WWE history. So after WrestleMania Saturday, we go to bed, we wake up, we have some coffee, we have some lunch, we have some dinner, we get ready for the evening, and WrestleMania starts all over again on Sunday night. And on Sunday night, singing America the Beautiful will be Jesse James Decker. Bradley Gilbert will be doing it on night 1, and Jesse James Decker will be doing it on night 2. I cannot wait to see those two perform America the Beautiful. That is one of my favorite moments of WrestleMania. But after she does a phenomenal job singing America the Beautiful, we get in the spirit. It's time for 7 more matches and more memories to be made on WrestleMania Sunday. So let's get right into it, and let's talk about all the matches that are going to go down on WrestleMania Sunday. I almost said WrestleMania night 2, but I need to keep remembering it's not night 2. It's WrestleMania Sunday. They're trying to act like it's the Super Bowl Sunday, but I get it, whatever. So the first match we're going to talk about on the card, it is for the women's tag team championships. And at one point, this was just going to be a normal tag team match. It was going to be Queen Zelina Vega and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Naomi. But then all of a sudden, they added Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Beautiful. You only live once brutality. I forgot what they're calling themselves. I think it's I forget what it is. I forget exactly what they're calling themselves. But then, while we were seeing a random match or whatever, Shayna Baszler and Natalya got involved, and now it's a fatal four-way tag team match for the women's titles. And so we have, like I said, the tag team champions Zelina Vega and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley versus Natalya and Shayna Baszler. And, you know, Natalya was like, I want to be on the card. And Natalya found her way on the card. It is what it is. But these women are going to put on a show. I love all of these women. And, you know, I wish they would be used better in WWE than being in a tag team match. But at least they're on their card, and they're all, at least most of them are still young, and they'll be around for a while, like Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Hopefully Sasha Banks stays around for a while. I was really worried. I watched the WWE Evil, and she came out and said that she almost did leave WWE, and I was just so happy that she didn't. But after all these women beat the hell out of each other, I don't think many people are thinking that this team is going to win. We all want it to happen. But I'm going to take Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan to become your new women's tag team champions. And, you know, I think this would be kind of a cool way to have them beat champions for a little bit. Maybe they won't be champions for a long time, but then have them turn on each other and have them face each other and have that be a rivalry. We need to see more women's rivalries on WWE television weekly. We need to not see the same guys come out 3 or 4 times on a Monday Night Raw when we could see a bunch of people that are sitting in the backstage at catering or in Gorilla get the time that they deserve. Because I don't get me wrong, I like the AEW and everything, and I like everything they're doing. But it's kind of turning into ridiculous that everybody leaves WWE, goes right to AEW. We saw Toni Storm debut, and I'm happy for Toni. She deserves it. It's Toni time in AEW. But I would just like WWE to actually be able to keep these people and actually be able to use them the right way. So, like I said, I'm taking Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan to win the tag team champions. And let's see it do a swift, and maybe they'll turn on each other and face each other. Yeah, but that's who I'm going with in that match. The next match, it is for the Raw Tag Team Champions. We'll get the tag title. We'll get the tag matches out of the way again. It is RK Bro, Randy Orton, and Matt Riddle versus the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis. 3 chins, whatever. Otis was making out with Mandy Rose a few years ago at WrestleMania, and now he's in the Alpha Academy. I mean, I'm not saying that he downgraded, but let's be real, people. He downgraded. Do you see what Mandy Rose looks like on NXT 2.0? My God. But let's all stop thinking about Mandy. But this triple threat tag team match is going to be awesome. These 6 competitors are going to put on a show. I hope Montez Ford does this frog splash onto all 7 competitors or 5 competitors. I'm sorry. Getting the tag team matches confused. There's just so much going on. There's a lot going on this weekend, and there's a lot of wrestling going on, people. We've covered a lot of matches in this episode, and we still have more to get to, so I'm going to try to keep going. But in this triple threat match, I'm going to take RK Bro to stay your Raw Tag Team Champions and win this triple threat match and continue to go on and be best buddies and RK Bro, and we're going to get more merchandise, and let's see a 2-pack of figures that we can make on a Tino's Time future episode of the collection series. Let's just see RK Bro keep the Raw Tag Team titles. Now, let's talk about the Omos. I said the Omos. Let's talk about Omos versus Bobby Lashley. Omos came out and was like, I want a WrestleMania moment. I want to fight somebody. I pointed the sign. And then here comes the Almighty. We haven't seen him since the Elimination Chamber when he got hit on his head. And then he comes back and he says, I'm going to face you, Omos, at WrestleMania. So now it's going to go down between 2 Goliaths and 2 giants at WrestleMania. Omos versus Lashley is going to be a hard-hitting affair. And after they beat the hell out of each other, hopefully it's about like 5 or 6 minutes. I'm taking Omos to win. I think that Omos is going to have a WrestleMania moment. Lashley is going to do his work. He's going to make Omos look good, and Omos is going to take home the W. And, I would rather see Lashley win, but I know Vince really likes Omos, and I know Omos is probably getting a push. So I think Omos is taking home the dub in that match. The next match on the card, it is the 2 celebrity matches that we have at WrestleMania besides the Logan Paul match. It is the first one we'll talk about. It is Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory. And, Pat McAfee, we saw him in War Games, Pat McAfee show. He was the punter, the kicker. He did the thing for the Indianapolis Colts. Pat McAfee has been great on commentary. He dances to the Shinsuke Nakamura music. You don't want to watch me dance, people. I cannot wait to see what he does in the ring. We haven't seen him in the ring since War Games. And it's going to be so much fun because he's going up against Austin Theory. And, they've kind of went back and forth at each other on SmackDown. Theory's come out and slapped him. Pat McAfee went after him, and then Pat got in trouble, whatever. But they're going to meet in the ring on Sunday at WrestleMania. And they're going to, Pat McAfee might very well be the best celebrity match on the card. And it might be very impressive because I don't think people are expecting a lot from him. If you didn't watch NXT when he was with his 3 buddies and they did the War Games match and everything like that. So I'm going to take Pat McAfee to win this match and have this WrestleMania moment. Nothing against Austin Theory, and we know he's the future of WWE, but Pat McAfee deserves a WrestleMania moment, and that just might be me, but I think Pat deserves it. So Pat McAfee is going to have a great WrestleMania moment, and he's going to take the dub off and take it away from Austin Theory. And I hope he takes a picture with Austin Theory and be like, hey, look, what happened? What happened, Austin? Well, I don't know. The other celebrity match on the card, it is Johnny Knoxville, a jackass forever, versus the conspiracy theorist, Sami Zayn, in an anything goes. I think it is a falls count anywhere match, but I could be wrong. But it is an anything goes match, which just means there's no disqualification. I'm sure we're going to see Johnny Knoxville. I would love to see Johnny Knoxville jump off of the star. I saw at the stadium, they've started to build the stadium. I saw a star. So let's see them jump off of the star, Johnny Knoxville. That would be great. He's done so many crazy things in Jackass, from Jackass #1 all the way to the new one, Jackass Forever. I hope Johnny Knoxville has a big spot. I hope Johnny Knoxville has a big spot planned for WrestleMania. There we go. We got it out there, people. But I cannot wait to see what happens in this anything goes match. I hope these two tear each other apart because they've spent a lot of time on this match during, this whole WrestleMania season. So I cannot wait to see what happens. And I am going to take Johnny Knoxville to beat Sami Zayn. Nothing against Sami Zayn and Sami Zayn. You've been around for a while, and we know you haven't had your WrestleMania moment yet, and conspiracy theories and yada, 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 and everyone's against you. But it's going to be the same at WrestleMania because Johnny Knoxville is taking home the dub from Sami Zayn. And I'm taking Johnny Knoxville. He's taking home the dub. Now, let's get into the 2 big matches that we have set for WrestleMania Sunday. Got to make sure I say that right. I don't want to get in trouble. It's not night 2. It's WrestleMania Sunday. The first match we'll talk about of the last 2 matches on the card. It is the phenomenal one, AJ Styles versus the new Edge. Whatever this Edge is, I love every second of it. The dark music, the suits, bringing back the Judgment Day type promo and picture, and all they had to do was put side-by-side pictures, and it was the same thing. That was bringing back all types of memories of that pay-per-view of Judgment Day. Edge and AJ Styles have been going at it. We talked about it earlier with Seth Rollins, how Edge cost Seth Rollins a chance at WrestleMania to face Edge because Edge wants to face AJ Styles. Edge cost AJ Styles that match, and he's like, nope, you're facing me at WrestleMania. You ain't getting by from Edge. And I cannot wait these two stars to put on an absolute banger of a match. they're going to put on a show and all we're going to be doing is sitting here like this and just being like, oh, what? This is just awesome. And it's just awesome to watch. These two are going to steal the show at WrestleMania Sunday, and I cannot wait to see. But I'm going to take Edge to win this match. You know, AJ Styles had his last match, and he kind of retired The Undertaker at WrestleMania a few years ago. The dead man is going in the Hall of Fame like we talked about earlier. I think Edge is going to win this match, and Edge is going to ride off into the sunset. And, you know, that would be really cool to have AJ Styles not even end, but have the last two matches of their representative careers, Edge and Undertaker, versus one of the best in the world, the phenomenal AJ Styles. That is one hell of an exit from the wrestling company and professional wrestling. I just cannot wait to see it. So I'm taking Edge. Edge is going to win, and he's going to ride off into the sunset, and we might see him again, but I don't see Edge being full-time after this. So he's going to win, and he's beating AJ at WrestleMania. And now it is time for the biggest match in WrestleMania history. It is the Universal Champion, the head of the table, 500-plus day reign, Roman Reigns versus the cowboy wearing, cowboy loving, truck driving, beer drinking, WWE champion, cowboy Brock Lesnar. He's not even a cowboy, but now he comes out with cowboy hats. Brock Lesnar. Again, I tried my best Paul Heyman impression, didn't work very well. But this is the biggest match in WWE WrestleMania history. It is to unify both WWE and Universal Champion. And we've seen this match now. We saw it at WrestleMania 32. We saw it at WrestleMania 34. We saw it at WrestleMania. We're going to see it now at WrestleMania 38. We've seen these two go at each other. And, you know, people, I've said it a lot lately. I think this is what Vince wanted the first time. He just continuously failed. And then he finally got it right, because the stuff that these two are doing right now is making me love it and making this match more hyped up that I thought I would be for this match. I'm so hyped for this match. I cannot wait to watch this. The only reason why I don't want to watch it is because it means it's going to be the last match of the WrestleMania card, and the two nights are going to be over. And I like the excitement, and I like the build up to WrestleMania. It's just fun. Gives people something to look forward to. Sorry, I got a cough for a second there. Let me take a drink. People, I've been talking for a while. You know, we got a lot of matches to cover. I know I'm doing this right before the main event, but I'm gonna keep the substance going. There. I can't even speak today. I'm sorry. But now let's talk about who I think is gonna win this match. I had to take a drink there. I was losing that. Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I love everything Roman is doing. We saw his WWE evil. He's become one of the best heels in the game and one of the best in the world at what he has done. And it's so great to see. I don't know which way this is going to go. And if Brock wins, I'm not going to be mad. If Roman wins, I'm not going to be mad, because Brock has been showing up every night. And that was my biggest problem with him, was he just wasn't showing up and he wasn't there. But now he's there every week and he's doing his thing and he's funny on the mic and everything. So whoever wins this match, I'm not going to be mad about, but I'm going to take the head of the table, Roman Reigns, to win this match. Not saying that Brock Lesnar can't and he won't. I just personally think that Roman is so on top of what he's doing right now. I don't know if Brock doesn't beat him. I don't know who is going to. Maybe Cena again. I don't know. But I'm taking Roman, or I almost said Brock. I'm taking Roman Reigns to win the unified championship, whatever that might be. Maybe we'll see it at WrestleMania. Maybe we'll see it on Raw. Who knows? We'll have to see what happens with that. And we've seen kind of things that apparently it's just the WWE championship with a blue line going through it or whatever it is. We'll have to see what happens at WrestleMania. Hopefully they show us the title. They did say it would be kind of cool if Undertaker would reveal, or if he would reveal the unified title, because Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns are the two people to beat him. And that would be kind of a cool moment, because that is the same thing Lita did when they reintroduced the women's title back at WrestleMania 32, 31, 32. Yeah, 32. Because I said 32 earlier. Brock and Roman faced at WrestleMania 31 and 34, not 32 and 34. But Roman faced Triple H at 32. That your boy Tino was wrong on that. But like I said, I'm taking Roman Reigns to become your new unified champion. And that's going to be the end of WrestleMania. And we're going to be seeing the head of the table with Paul Heyman, top of the world, the confetti falling. And Michael Cole is going to say, thank you, everybody, for a good night. And this is WrestleMania. And thank you. And I forget what exactly he says, but that's going to be WrestleMania. And the weekend is going to be over. And it's just, people, I love wrestling. There's just been so much wrestling on this week. I feel like after this week, I can't watch any more wrestling for a while. But wrestling doesn't have an off season. So after WrestleMania, it's going to be ready for WrestleMania Raw. It's the night after WrestleMania, and it's usually supposed to be the biggest Raw ever of the year. But the last few years have disappointed. We saw, and I did one last year, and it didn't do very good, and it wasn't a good show at all. So we're going to pass on that. And, I hope it is. And if something big does happen, your boy Tino will record something, but we'll just have to see, because, I'm going to be kind of tired recording this, being on live stream for 8+ hours. It's going to be a long weekend for your boy, but we'll have to see. I'll keep coming out with content. Don't you worry, people. But after WrestleMania is over, the next pay-per-view is WrestleMania Backlash, and I'm sure we're going to see a bunch of rematches from WrestleMania. That is in about May, right? That is like the beginning of May. And then it's going to be Hell in the Cell in June. Your boy Tino is going. So keep an eye out on that, because we'll be doing something a little bit different that weekend for Hell in the Cell. Because I'm going to try to show some videos and show some pictures if I can. We'll have to see what happens. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. I appreciate everybody listening and staying with me on this long episode. We covered WrestleMania Smackdown, WrestleMania Smackdown, NXT Stand and Deliver, WrestleMaina Saturday, and WrestleMaina Sunday. We have one hell of a weekend, people. I hope everybody enjoys this episode. I hope everybody enjoys WrestleMania. I hope everybody will join your boy Tino on a live stream and come and join me and watch it with a live reaction and see what I have to say. If Cody Rhodes shows up, if Bianca Belair wins the championship, if Johnny Knoxville jumps off of the Dallas thing, come and join your boy Tino for all of the live reactions going down this Saturday and Sunday, live on Peacock, live on the WWE Network. I cannot wait, and I just cannot wait for such an exciting weekend. And until I talk to you on the live stream, and until we're watching WrestleMania together, this is your boy Tino signing out.